Welcome to this episode of the Disney Beams.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Jerry. This is Gooch, and in the other room is Josie. And tonight's video is going to be about our top 10 things we love about Disney's Hollywood Studios, or what's left of Disney's Hollywood Studios. Seriously, and forgive the appearances here. It's summertime. We've been in the pool.
That's right.
But
by the way,
but I'm rocking these ears.
Josie totally swam on her own for the first time today. That was pretty cool.
That's a big deal.
She had the swim vest on, but she let go and took off.
Yeah. Didn't even want us to hold her.
And was not letting me hold on to her. I was hands off. It was awesome.
It was so awesome.
That was a big deal.
We're so proud of her. Anyway, like we said, this is about our top 10 things, or what's left. There's only a few things left at Hollywood Studios. Anyway, hi. I know it's actually Stitch. She's watching Lilo and Stitch.
It's her. She's on Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch craze.
Yes, she is. All right. So, did you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I'll start.
Okay. Yes. The last couple of times I started.
You start. I'll start this time.
Okay.
So my number 10 is one that actually surprised me the first time I went at how much I liked it. Muppets 3D.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. It was a cute show. Of course, it's the Muppets doing Muppet things, and throwing stuff at you through the screen, and running around through the crowd. And Sweetums runs around through the crowd. Actually,
yeah,
he actually runs around through the crowd. So it's pretty cool. I know. So, but yeah, Muppets 3D is my number 10.
Say hi, Josie.
Hi, Josie.
I'm still upset they canceled that show, by the way. I love that new Muppet show. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you're talking about the Muppets on ABC?
Yes, I'm really upset about that.
This one.
All right, Josie, we're filming, so yeah, I know. See, you look super cute like that. All right, so my number 10 is, I think it's the first attraction that I ever went to. The first time I went to Hollywood. Well, back then it was Disney's MGM Studios. It is I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's Indiana Jones. Because I was such a big fan of Raiders of the Lost Ark as a child. I mean, Harrison Ford is so hot in that movie. So I knew that, and I, of course, it's not really Harrison Ford and Karen, what was her name? Karen Allen. But I think it's a really cool thing that they do with the stunts and, kind of taking you through scenes from the first movie. And, I really enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed it. That's one thing that I've never been picked out of the crowd of. When they used to have the backlot tour, I used to get picked all the time to do that pre-show. And I wound up a drowned rat, but I've never been picked to go into the show for the indie show. So
Neither have I.
Yeah, so all right, that was my number 10. How about you?
My number 9 is actually a dining experience.
Okay.
And it's one of those that's very interactive with the cast members. And if you know how to do it right, you can have a lot of fun at this particular dining experience. So I think it's actually one of Leslie's favorites also.
If it's
50's Primetime Cafe.
It's actually my favorite.
Yeah.
It's my favorite restaurant on property, actually.
Yeah. 50's Primetime Cafe. If you go in, put your elbows on the table. It's like going to your grandma's house, really. I won't say mom's, but grandma's, because it's more.
Or your aunt's house.
Or your aunt's house, but it's set like in the 50s.
Yep.
My mom was born in the 50s, so for me, it's like going to grandma's.
Right.
Keep your elbows off the table. Set your place setting for. They'll throw the silver at you, tell you to set the table. Just the little things like that they do that makes it a unique experience, and it's a lot of fun. So
it's a lot of fun. Yeah. I've had a lot of fun with that. Well, the first time, our waiter's name was Jeffrey, and he was cousin Jeffrey, and we literally we were in there for almost 2 hours at the end of the night, and we literally closed that part down with him. We had so much fun with him. But if you get the right waiter, you're golden. I mean, you have such a great experience, and if you go into it with a good attitude.
Yeah, one thing that I will say, make sure you have a reservation, because when we go there, we always have a reservation, and you still might wait for 20 or 30 minutes.
Well,
depending
that's
on the
true.
day.
That's true with any table service.
Any table service, but we actually saw people going in there with no reservation. There was a 4-hour wait because the place was packed, because it's that popular. And they expected to get a table right away, and they were starting to get belligerent with the cast members. By the way, don't ever get belligerent with the cast members.
Be nice to the cast members. They're doing their job.
They're there to make your experience and everyone else's experience. It's not all about you. Everyone else.
You can't. There's some people you cannot convince of
Okay,
that.
but there's everyone else there, and they're trying to make everyone's experience as magical as they can.
Exactly.
So be nice to the cast members. So do yourself a favor, get reservations, plan ahead, do your homework, and you will have a much better time when you go. But 50s Primetime Cafe is a definite top 10 for me.
Yeah, and if you don't have a sense of humor, don't go to this place.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So my number 9, I'm kind of representing here with the ears, is Star Tours. Of course, when I first started riding Star Tours, it was the original ride. They've really upped the game on it, and I'm curious to do it because we haven't done it since they changed it where you get a different experience every time. I think the last time we did it, they had just updated it, and like you had the pod race thing in there now. But I'm really curious because Launch Bay is not, was not open when we were there with the characters, so we haven't seen all the new stuff that they got with Star Wars going on.
But we will in December.
We will in December.
So this might be revised about that time.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah. I really like the Star Tours. I love the queue line for it, too, because you see familiar characters like C-3PO and R2-D2. I'm not that high on simulators most of the time, but I think it's a good ride. It's a lot of fun. And then it spits you out into Tatooine traders. So you can buy all those Star Wars merchandise you want. Except for these ears. These were made by the Fairy God Sisters on Etsy. They do a fantastic job.
So you can get Spaceballs the lunchbox, and Spaceballs the T-shirt,
Yes.
and Spaceballs
The
the toilet paper. Oh wait, it's a Star Wars, not Spaceballs. Oh.
Exactly. All right.
But still, merchandising.
All right. So that's my number 9 is Star Tours. All right. How about your number 8?
My number 8 is The Great Movie Ride.
Very nice.
I am a big movie buff. I've always been a big movie buff. That's one of the things that Leslie and I have in common. We always quote movies, as I just did. If you didn't catch that quote, I don't know you. I'm just saying. But it's a ride through the movies, through the golden age of Hollywood, and through some relatively recent movies too. But
yeah, they added a lot. They
okay.
let the movie that they have at the end where they show the different movies. That was updated the last time we went in September.
So the Great Movie Ride. I mean, it basically takes you on a ride through the movies, and you're in the movie.
Yep.
And they have some live action stuff that goes on in there, and
with
some
the
of
gangsta,
and the hero coming back at the end, and I won't give it all away and tell you how it all goes down, but you might also follow the Yellow Brick Road.
You might.
So, Great Movie Ride.
That's a good one. All right, my number 8 is I'm a musical theater geek. I was in musical theater and in high school, and I actually recently auditioned for Ring of Fire here at the Little Theater of Gastonia.
And would have made it if not for her schedule.
If I hadn't been for my schedule, I would have made it. And so, But being a musical theater geek, I realize I get how hard it is to put on a show, especially if you're putting on a show every day. And so I have a lot of love and respect for my number 8, which is Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage. I love how it really tells the whole story of the movie, and it's got Gaston in it. I mean, what's not to love about Gaston? My love of villains aside, I think they do a very good job with it. Putting the entire movie to stage, using the props with the the different backdrops that are held, and I've always been very impressed with it, and There's a group that I don't know if they still do, but they perform before each thing, and I can never remember the name of the group. But I always called them like a buck and a quarter. I cannot remember the name. If anyone can remember the name of that group, is like a singing group, an a cappella group. Please comment below with the name of it. I can never remember them. I'm a big fan of Beauty and the Beast anyway. I'm really excited to see the live action movie too. But I always try to make
She's excited about Ewan McGregor as Lumiere.
I am, because I love Ewan McGregor and Ian McKellen as Cogsworth.
She loves some Lumiere too.
Yes, I do. I'm a big Lumiere fan. But anyway, I do. My number 8 is Beauty and the Beast live on stage. So how about your number 7?
My number 7 is one that you've already mentioned.
Okay.
And it's the Indiana Jones show. I grew up also watching the Indiana Jones movies. I really love those movies. I love the characters, and it brings to life the stunts and some of the action and some of the story of Indiana Jones. And it kind of is a nostalgic feel.
Yes. Very much.
Because really there's not going to be any new indie movies. I mean...
Well, do we really want one after that last one?
Well...
Ugh.
There might be more indie movies, but there's not going to be any more indie movies because you can't have indie in my mind without Harrison Ford.
No, you can't.
So, that's my number 7.
It kind of brings alive our childhood.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yep. So
before Steven Spielberg raped it with that second one.
Well.
Or that new one. Ugh.
Yeah, Lucas didn't help. But anyway, Indiana Jones.
Very good. All right, my number 7. Being a history geek, I love studying the history behind Walt Disney and the Walt Disney Company. And my number 7 really kind of drove home what this man accomplished. It's Walt Disney's One Man's Dream.
It's a good one.
Seeing like his desk from elementary school, and seeing the different stages of his development as, an entertainer provider, essentially. How he would produce these movies as a child and all the way up to doing the Alice shorts and creating Mickey.
Mortimer.
Well, he was originally going to be named Mortimer Mouse, but...
Is Mortimer... Oh, well, Mortimer
You're thinking of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Well, no, but Mortimer is Mickey.
Mortimer is Mickey, yes. Yes.
Mortimer.
But unless you watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and you know now Mortimer is...
Mortimer is actually...
Megamort.
Megamort.
Ha-cha-cha. Josie cracks up every time I do that. So anyway, it's very emotional going through and seeing these artifacts of Walt Disney.
I have his office.
I don't know. I think they took the office away though. I think they took it back to California for the Walt Disney Museum.
Oh, okay.
But still, it was there for a long time. But the one that always got me was like when you turn the corner and seeing the stuff as he passed away. I don't think it's there anymore, but it was a big poster of like the world with Mickey Mouse's face, and he's all drawn down and with the tears running down his face. It just always struck me that, oh my God, this man really did not live to see the wonder that Walt Disney World has become, and it's really sad.
His impact is definitely felt posthumously.
Across the world.
Yep.
But anyway, my history geekness put that as my number 7.
Okay, my number 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, my number 6.
Okay.
Is another movie based in, of course, we're at Hollywood Studios.
Right.
And it's related to one that you've already mentioned, but not the same one. Jedi Academy.
Jedi Training Academy.
Jedi Training Academy. Because it is so much fun to see the kids go up there and fight Darth Vader. And I cannot wait for Josie to go up there and pledge allegiance to the dark side. Because I'm going to teach her.
We're Sith sympathizers.
No, we're not sympathizers. We are loyalists
to
the Empire.
That is true.
Because the rebels...
Stinky Jedi.
The rebels are like fighting the establishment here, and the establishment is right. That's the way things are supposed to be run in a fascist society.
But
right?
but I mean, how punk rock can you be than Darth Vader? I mean, look at him.
Well, I mean,
He's awesome.
I mean, how many guys do you know that can have both their legs cut off, one arm cut off, still survive, be burned by lava,
And have James Earl Jones's voice afterwards.
survive to inherit James Earl Jones's voice
That
and
just,
get revenge on his,
former master.
former master that basically maimed him
And left him for dead.
and left him for dead. I mean, just let him burn right there. I mean, come on, you got. Why wouldn't he be pissed? I mean, come on.
You got a point.
I would be mad.
Absolutely.
I mean, I would have struck him down. I would have done the same thing. I would have. You know what? I would have made it hurt.
Okay.
But
We're
anyway.
totally getting off the subject.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Jedi Training Academy for the ones that would like to join Vader's cause
Yes. Yes.
of bringing order to the universe
Yeah.
and peace.
Hopefully she'll be able to do it. She'll be 3.5 when we go. I don't know if they'll allow her to do it or not. We'll see.
Peace through strength.
Yes. That's right. All right. So my number 6, you've already mentioned it,
Okay.
is Muppets 3D, Muppet Vision 3D.
All right.
Because I grew up loving the Muppets, and I'm
I'm
all about Kermit the Frog. I love Kermit and Miss Piggy. I mean, you don't get better stage presence than Miss Piggy. Oh, and Sam the Eagle.
Oh yeah.
He rocks. So
Well, I mean, animal.
he's not really in that much though.
Animal.
Ah!
Ha ha. Ah.
He's not really in that.
Yeah, but I like animal.
I love him.
And Beaker and
Well, Beaker and Honeydew are in
And
it.
Honeydew.
Yeah. All right. So he pretty much talked enough about that. So
Sorry.
that's my number 6. So what about your number 5?
my number 5 is related to my number 6, and you've already mentioned it. It's Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars fan. I've always been a Star Wars fan. I grew up on Star Wars. If you're my age at all, you grew up on Star Wars too, so you get it. Star Tours. I'm not usually a big simulator person like she said, but it's through the Star Wars universe. It's the Star Wars show. She told you about it, so that's my number 5.
All right. Well, my number 5 is one that you've mentioned already. It is The Great Movie Ride.
Hey,
I love the history of movies.
there's a lot of cool artifacts going through the queue.
That is a
great queue line.
Great queue line. Seeing those really cool artifacts. And I love movies, and I love studying the history. It's the Lilo and Stitch.
I was just checking on her.
Yeah, seeing the history of movies and the different genres of movies, I find very fascinating. And I would actually like to see them actually expand it to include more movies. I mean, you're going to have enough land there.
Yeah.
If they're clearing stuff out in the back.
Build it out.
Yeah, build it out. Go for it.
All right.
All right. You're number 4.
So my number 4 is actually, I liked it before, but when we had Josie last time, I liked it even more
Oh yeah.
because she really got into it, and she saw some things happen, and she was like, "Oh no!" And it was the first time I really saw her get into something. Now you know what it is.
I know exactly.
But
what
it's
it
my
is.
favorite Kiss Goodnight from any park, and it's Phantasmic. It is a great show at the end of the night. The fountains and the projections on the fountains, and then the live action that takes place, and it's Sorcerer Mickey defeating the villains and saving the day
Yeah.
because he's Mickey.
She was really concerned about Mickey.
She was concerned about
too.
Mickey when he got sucked down into the vortex.
Into the vortex, and she was like,
"Oh no!
Oh
no!
oh no, Mickey!
But that was the first time I really saw her get into something like that and show concern, and we had to keep telling her it's gonna be okay.
Mickey's gonna be okay. He's gonna.
And then when she saw Mickey come out on top, and she was like, "Yay!" And seeing her get into something like that for the first time was it just added some.
And that song gets stuck in your head.
Oh gosh. But seeing her get into something like that for the first time and really get into it, added a lot to it for me. So Fantasmic is my number 4.
Very good. That's a very good one. Okay, so my number 4, we saw this one for the first time in September. We had fast passes for both shows that we saw. It did kind of take the place of something that is kind of near and dear to my heart, but it's okay. Because I saw the joy on this little girl's face when she heard the music from this movie that she loves so much. I was very impressed with what they did with the stage production of For the First Time in Forever, a Frozen sing-along. I really liked how they presented that with the the Arendelle historians, and I know, and the storytellers, the historians, and how they put on the sing along, and all the stuff that goes on at the end, and I was very impressed with it. Now I do miss the American Idol experience because we both used to try out for it and make the shows. We did. If you check on my channel, there's actually videos of me and a couple of the shows that I made.
Yep.
So you can check those out. But but the Frozen thing, I really like how they do it, and they bring the characters out, and of course she was especially at that time, was all about Anna.
That's what Frozen Forever After.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's called?
For the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along.
A Frozen sing-along,
yeah. And you literally do sing-along. Everybody sings along with every single song.
Unless you're a stick in the mud.
Like the dude that was beside me in one of my shows. He was just sitting there like... So I made sure I sang really loud.
You know what? You're there for your kids. Have fun with them.
Yeah, don't act like a butt.
Yeah, just have fun with your kids.
But anyway, that's my number 4 is Frozen. So how about your number 3?
Okay, my number 3 is... okay. I don't have to qualify this again, but I'm going to qualify it again anyway. I'm a thrill seeker. I love the thrill rides. So my number 3, and if you know anything about studios, I'm not going to have to explain a whole lot. Tower of Terror. Twilight Zone theme.
It did not make my list.
And I know why, but I'm an adrenaline junkie. I love the thrill rides. But Tower of Terror's got a great queue line.
Theming is one of the best things on property.
Theming is fantastic.
Amazing.
And you get up in there and you get in, and Rod Serling starts to talk, and then you start to dropping and flying back up and dropping again.
Yeah, and the queue line when you're going through the lobby of the Hollywood Tower Hotel, the little message board that they have where the letters are falling down. If you look down, the letters that have fallen actually spell out. I think it's "You're doomed" or "You're dead" or something like that.
Yeah, something along those
lines.
It's pretty ominous,
but the theming and the atmosphere in it is fantastic. I used to write it over. I used to write it over and over and over and over, but something clicked in me, and I can't even fathom getting on that ride anymore. But I completely agree with theming. It's amazing. All right, so my number 3 is something that you have to get a fast pass for. You trust me. Just get a fast pass.
I know what it is already.
But
she said that.
But I have heard since they added the third track to it that the lines have gone down significantly. But my number 3 is Toy Story Midway Mania. It kind of took the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin game that they have at Magic Kingdom and just up to the nth degree. I mean, just firing off all and it's a brilliant take on the midway games and winning your prizes and
very interactive.
It's incredibly interactive, and getting the Toy Story characters
and we don't compete at all.
Oh no, not at all.
I think that's the first time that anyone's ever been mad at me. Was coming off that ride. Well, no, first time that she's ever been mad at me. I'm sorry. It's the first time she's ever been mad at me.
And no one has ever been mad at you. That's an accomplishment.
It's the first time she was ever mad at me was coming off of that ride.
Well, you did.
competitive.
You did kind of rub it in my face, though.
Well, like that never happened with you either.
Okay, let's not get into this. So
Anyway,
yeah, it's a great way to have a little healthy competition. And you know, the queue line is pretty good, but once you're on that ride, and you know, and it's just absolutely amazing. I think it's, as far as like a dark ride, it's one of the best on property, to be honest with you. All right, so my number 3, Toy Story Midway Mania. Okay, how about your number 2?
Segue into my number 2, which is Toy Story Midway Mania.
Very good.
We just talked about it, so no need to go further.
Okay, well, my number 2, and I have a feeling it's going to be higher for you. Where are you going to go for that? It's my favorite roller coaster of all time. And there's only one that at Hollywood Studios, so you know what it is already. It is Rock and Roller Coaster. Coaster. Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Aerosmith.
In just a minute, baby.
Now she's want to watch Nemo. One of my favorite bands of all time is Aerosmith. Seen them 3 times in concert. They just rock. And from what I've heard, now they're getting ready to do their farewell tour, and I'm like about to cry even thinking about it. What's not to love? You're on a roller coaster. It's a rocket launch coaster. You're going through LA, and you've got Aerosmith blasting in your ears. What's not to love? It's super awesome. So, all right, what is your number 1?
Okay, my number 1 is Rock and Roller Coaster.
Nah.
And again, the thrill-seeking adrenaline junkie here. Actually, Rock and Roller Coaster is my favorite ride on property.
Very good. It's a good one.
And because I'm a coaster fiend, if they build it, I'll ride it. I love the coasters, and it's probably the most intense coaster on property.
Oh, definitely.
Between that and Expedition Everest, those are probably the two biggest ones. But you know, if I run through my top 3 rides on property, it's going to be Rock and Roller Coaster, Expedition Everest, Space Mountain. Those are my top 3 on all property. And then after that, there's some others going.
Right.
Sprinkled in there. It's kind of hard to get those, but Rock and Roller Coaster is my favorite ride at Hollywood Studios and on property. Period.
Okay. Well, my number 1, you have already mentioned. It's the best kiss goodnight ever. It's Fantasmic!
Hey.
I don't feel that I've had a complete Walt Disney World trip if I don't get to see Fantasmic.
And there was the one trip that we didn't get to see.
Because we were going to do it on our last night, and I got sick.
Yeah, you weren't feeling well.
Yeah, because it had rained. It rained the whole day, before.
Well, plus you also had something else going on.
I did have a little.
Josie was kind of
in planting.
in planting.
All right, so my number 1 is Fantasmic, and he's already talked about it, all the awesomeness about it. I have honorable mentions. You do? Okay. What are your honorable mentions?
Okay, my honorable mentions are, you already mentioned one of them, and the Frozen, for the first time in forever, Frozen sing-along.
Mm-hmm.
Just because Josie loves it, and it was a really good show, and it was fun watching the historians and their interaction with the crowd, as well as the interaction with the characters, and seeing Josie light up.
Especially the guy. Oh my God, my brain just died.
Kristoff,
thank you.
Kristoff. Yeah, Kristoff. My next honorable mention, and my last one is...
Okay.
Okay, it is the Disney Junior show. It was fun. I know I'm an adult, but these are characters that Josie loves, and she had fun with them.
And we had a lot of fun watching her have fun.
Yeah.
We'll go color with it, baby.
The Disney Junior show was a lot of fun.
Yeah, go color.
Yeah, go sit at your table and
yeah.
color.
That's your coloring butt. All right, so
That's it.
Okay, well, my honorable mentions was the Disney Junior live on stage. That was the first time I'd ever done it because
me too.
I had a kid. Why would I go see it until then? But I thought it was really cute, and she just she ate it up.
She had a blast.
And then my next honorable mention is something that you've mentioned already, is 50's Primetime Cafe. I look forward to eating there every time, and of course we're going back again in December. And I have one more honorable mention, Voyage of the Little Mermaid. I think it's a neat little thing with them doing the,
Yeah, it's a cute show.
with the lasers and stuff like that. I'm curious to whether or not any of this other stuff. Now, keep in mind, we have not seen Launch Bay.
No, we have not.
Or any of the stuff that they've added since September. So, this is just based on the stuff that we've seen. I will say there are two things that I really miss at studios. One is the Osborne Spectacle of Dancing Lights. I'm going to truly miss that.
American Idol experience.
And the American Idol experience, trying out for it, definitely.
I'm sad I never got to see Backlot Tour.
Backlot Tour was great.
Yeah,
I really miss.
We were gonna do it that one time, and the line was so long we decided not to.
the line
And then
was crazy.
then we got in the line one time, and then the ride broke down.
Yeah, the tram broke down or something.
And then we were gonna do it again, and the line was long again, so we went to do something else.
Yeah.
We just never got back around to it, so I never got to do Backlot Tour.
Yeah, and he never got to see me get picked to be in the little pre-show. I always wound up a Drowned Rat. They always had a pre-show where people would act out a scene from Pearl Harbor, and you were like on a submarine or something.
Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, and I was always pretty humorous on that. But I truly miss the stage show of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. That was the best show on property, and when they tore that down to build that lights motor cars action that's no longer there now. Yeah, it just broke my heart.
Which, that was okay, but honestly,
It was okay.
it was okay.
I never could get good seats for it because it was always.
We had decent seats the time you and I went in there.
Yeah,
We
but
could see everything. I mean,
yeah.
we were kind of midway up.
but you're sitting there baking in the sun.
But it's hot, and
yeah.
the way that the
Concrete.
it's concrete, but the way it was set up, I mean, the sun was coming in on you. You didn't have the sun to the back of the grandstand, so
That's true.
you couldn't get out of the sun.
That's true. So.
And you're fighting the sun, and you're fighting the heat, and you're watching these cars run around. So you're just kind of sitting there.
Yeah,
baking.
I was never a fan of it, but I miss the Hunchback. I really miss it a lot. So anyway, I guess that's our top 10 for
Yep.
Hollywood Studios. Very curious to see all this Star Wars stuff that's been added since we were there last time. I've heard the Kylo Ren meet and greet's really creepy. Of course, I don't want to give away too much, but he and I are gonna. To me, he's as bad as Ramsey Bolton. And you saw what happened to Ramsey Bolton.
Well, maybe they didn't. Maybe it's still on their DVR. Don't give it away.
That's why I didn't say what it was. All right. So the next video we're gonna do, we may shoot it tonight. We may not. Don't know. If not, we'll shoot it tomorrow. Is a Q&A. I've been asking my friends on Facebook, my followers on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll ask here or comment below if there are any questions you would like to ask for us, and we'll answer. We're an open book. Nothing rude, please. But
Keep it clean.
I've got some good questions from my friends. I added a couple, and some people IM me questions, and I won't call them out. Since they IM me, it's just like, I'm not gonna call them out. But those who put their questions in public, I'll give you a big shout out. So anyway, for Josie, this is Gooch. I'm Cherry, and we're the Disney Beams, and we will see you next video.
See ya!
Love, peace, and rock. Bye, guys.